What's up, guys? Shadow Rockstar here once again. We're doing another educational Star Realms replay video. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. Today we're going to play a game against Guiannos? Guiannos? Probably Guiannos if I had to guess, but let's check it out, man. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Alright, well, first things first, Patience Rewarded comes out. Then, Tactical Maneuver comes out. So, then he grabs a Scrapper, and then another Scrapper, and then another one drop, and then top decks one of them. Wow, that's a good start. That's a good start. Look, I mean, there's a lot of trade. There's a one-time scrapper and then a multi-time scrapper. You know, you got the basis for an aggressive deck, but you could also go you could go with a trade deck. Judging by the cheapness of the cards that are out there, probably want to go more aggro, but you know, see how it goes. I already feel behind. I'm already like, darn it, that was a really good start. You know, those are the kind of starts when you're playing against a really good player that are difficult to come back from. But I have faith. Let's see what happens. So I set aside the Fortress Oblivion, and I fully intend to just buy it right now. And then I get the cargo pod, and then I try to get the command, the exchange point. So my thinking was I would use both my gamuts, draw 2 more scouts, get 6 trade, and get the exchange point. So that doesn't work out. But then I end up buying a little bit more trade, and because I know that this is sitting off to the side, my thinking was I would get the Outland Station, and then I could pair that with the Fortress Oblivion, and I could, you know, drop the Outland Station every time, and the Fortress Oblivion would get to scrapping and stuff. But I think this is a mistake, and here's why. It's because I'm about to shuffle. Or excuse me, yeah, I'm about to cycle. And because I'm about to cycle, theoretically, I could top deck, I could draw the Fortress of Oblivion right away. But now, if I buy it on this turn, I'm going to have to put it into my discard pile, and then I won't be able to draw it for another 2 turns, which slows down the rate of scrapping. So what I've effectively done is it's taking me 2 more turns to start scrapping, and then it's going to take me more turns to actually see the effects of that scrapping. So I think, honestly, this is a pretty large mistake on my part. Even though I kind of like the thinking on it initially seems good, but when you break it down a little more, you kind of realize, like, that was a big mistake, you know. And this is one of the reasons why you want to watch videos like this, is to see the mistakes that you yourself are making, and also to see how your opponents are thinking and how they take advantage of it. Self-scouting is just as important as opponent scouting, you know. Oh, see, scrap. Look at this, 3 scraps. So right away, boom, huge scrap edge. Now I'm really far behind. And then picks up the farm ship, so now he's got all the trade he needs. Now Nanobot Swarm's in play. Colossus is coming down. Colossus is in play for him now. Very bad. I'm way behind. He's got a lot of trade, and there's some huge cards that he can use to his advantage now. So again, now I'm trying for that exchange point. This time I get it, which is good. But again, see, look, my Fortress Oblivion's not in play. So we get a little lucky in a sense that he doesn't kill my Outland Station. So that's good. But then he forces me to discard, which is unfortunate. But, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, so I don't have enough for Siege Fortress. I don't have enough for the nanobot swarm. But here's a play that I can do. I can play the cargo rocket and a scout. That's going to combo with the outland station. Then I can scrap the cargo rocket to top deck the orbital shuttle. Then I can scrap the outland station after using its one trade. So that actually gives me one more trade. So I'll have 3 from the orbital shuttle. I'll have 1 from the outland station. I'll have 2 from the trade star. So that's 3 plus 1 plus 2 is 6. Plus that one last scout makes 7, meaning I can get the siege fortress. Unfortunately, I don't even think about that. I don't even see it. So then I end up drawing a Viper, and now I can't afford anything. So now I end up just getting the Fortress of Oblivion and the orbital shuttle. And see, now what sucks is I'm another turn behind. So not only does he have a scrap edge, not only am I behind on my scrap, I'm also behind on my damage. I'm also behind on furthering my game plan. So I'm actually like 3 turns behind at this point. That's really hard to catch up to. Oh, and then he gets Nanobot Swarm. Well, if he's a bad player, there is a chance I can come back. But seeing as how Guiannos is not a bad player, I am fooked. Oh, there I go again. Not accounting for events. Oh, no. 8-9. Oh, God. That's definitely game over now, right? See? So, now it's just snowballing. Like, now it's over. There is literally no way I'm coming back. The only way I could come back would be to scrap super hard, but he's got the major scrap edge on me now. Maybe he just doesn't buy healing, and I can super base it up. Like, that's kind of the only way I can win now. But it doesn't matter, because I think he drops 36 on my ass right now. Yeah. And then draws it, and then 37. Boom. Well played. Well played. So you see what happens, right? Like this game is a big example of the exponential power of scrap. How, like, when you get it early, it continues to affect the deck over and over and over again. You know, every time you remove a card from play, your deck is that much shorter. And then it becomes that much easier to draw into your scrap cards again, which in turn makes your deck shorter and shorter and shorter, which then, allows you to draw into your power cards over and over and over again. This is why Nanobot Swarm is an 8-cost card. It draws 2, and then you have the option to scrap 2 if you want to, or not. It's up to you. And honestly, this is why it's better than the Arc. The Arc requires you to scrap cards in order to draw. You may not have cards that you want to scrap. You may have to buy cards and then scrap those cards in order to draw. Nanobot Swarm is a better card. It is a better card because it's better in more situations. Anyway, enough of that rant. The point is, though, in a game like this, you can't give your opponent extra shots at scrapping ahead of you, especially when you have access to a scrapper. Get the scrapper right away and pay attention to when you're about to cycle. If you don't pay attention to it, you may end up putting a card in your discard pile after a shuffle when you wanted to put it in before. So you always got to be looking at that little number down there and seeing how many cards you have left and not disregarding that. Triggering a shuffle properly is a skill that high-level players have to have. Because there's so many times when you can save a turn, extend a turn, play a turn better. things like that. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Appreciate you watching. See y'all later.